Hi guys, it's Grace,
Hi, it's Lorea.
and we are the Indigos. We've been absent for like a week or so because we've just been crazy sorting out life. Lorea's sorting out her life, I'm sorting out my life. Lorea has now a showroom in downtown LA, and you might know that I'm moving to the States and have just got slammed with all sorts of things. So we have been a little bit absent, but we haven't forgot about you, and we haven't forgot about what the intention of what we're doing is. So today we're back again to talk about trust issues.
Yes, it's a huge one because I feel like so many people, I hear that so often, that term, just I have trust issues, I don't trust anyone. And, today we just wanted to share, get to the core of like what the issue is, why people have trust issues and, their perspective. What do you think about that, Grace? Like, what do you think about trust issues? Have you been through a time in your life where you've had them, or do you feel like you have them now? What's your deal?
Yeah, I definitely, trusting is it's a huge part of relationship building and a fundamental value of a relationship. So any sort of relationship, and that could also, I mean, it starts from a very young age how to trust somebody and who to trust as well. You get taught those things, but for me, trusting myself has been a big part of learning how to trust other people and to know who is worthy of my trust as well, because there's a lot of people that will take advantage of somebody. And yeah, for me, it's been an issue that has been in particular, like with relationships with partners. That's been an issue. So I've had to kind of work out why that is an issue, why I've let it be an issue for me as well. So yeah, trust is enormous, and it starts with yourself.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you. I always tell people that, like, when it comes to trust, you have to trust yourself. And I say that in the sense of we have no control over what people do, but we do have a control over our discernment and how we deal with things, process them. And when it comes to trust, you need to trust your better judgment, your guide, your intuition, because I feel like all things are revealed within that. So it's not always necessarily about trusting the other person because people are going to do what they do and acknowledge that people have the option and choice to be trustworthy or to be trusting. So again, really, I feel like it's an inside job when it comes to that. People are going to disappoint you all the time. It's never going to go away because everyone's learning something within life and we're all figuring it out. People make mistakes, even the people that you love the most and vice versa. Um, we're going to hurt each other by nature. Anytime you're in the position to affect someone, it's going to happen, good and bad, and sometimes it's not intentional. So with trust, I feel like sometimes we have to be more transparent with our intentions, but also transparent in our intuition and our guide and listening to it and allowing it to be at the forefront so that we're not focused on our trust issues because of what people have done to us, but we go to a place where we go, you know what, I need to develop who to trust, whose energy matches with mine, and am I projecting a certain part of me that I need to work on? 'Cause sometimes we're putting these situations to work on ourselves, whether it is to learn discernment, where you can pick up on certain things within people that aren't seen necessarily in the physical, or it could be sometimes we do need to be better friends and we need to be better people in our lives so we get a chance to um, be what we want to attract, be the type of friend that we want to have. So sometimes that happens with trust issues, and it's going to happen. It's always going to happen. But all you can do is really get to a place where you try to be as trusting and trustworthy, and you trust your own intuition and your own guide and what you feel, what's right and wrong.
Yeah, I completely agree that your intuition plays a huge part in how you can trust other people. Like, you already know when someone's not being trustworthy. You already have that feeling. That feeling is your intuition. And, people call it their gut feeling or the intuition or whatever it is that they want to call it. But that feeling that you have about trust is serving of you to protect you. It's there to protect you. So, you know, it also has to do with like, that's other people, right? So that's like trusting other people. But then there's also the other side of it where you have to trust yourself within those judgments, trust yourself of what you should be doing, trust yourself in decisions that you make, trust yourself in the treatment of others, you know. So I think that with the way that I kind of deal with trust is like, I always go off intuition. And many times I have also not listened to my intuition, where I, you know, haven't trusted my intuition, and then the next minute I get hurt or burnt or whatever it is because I didn't listen. But yeah, like trusting yourself is such an important part of being able to know when and how to trust other people, if they're telling you the right things, if they're doing the right things by you as well. And it really is a matter of just like being in tune with yourself and understanding, you know, how to go about doing that, and the value of how much you value trust, you know, how much you value trust for yourself and in other people as well. Because, you know, even if you're doing something that is not quite right, you know, and it's not very trustworthy, or something that is like, you know, or you might lie or something like that, you already feel, you know, straight away you feel shit about it. You know, you don't feel good about it, you know, so you already know that what you're doing is the wrong thing. That's another form of trusting yourself, to then also be transparent and for other people to trust you. So, you know, when you've, I mean, you sense it when someone lies to me, when someone lies to you or something, and you're just like, and you already know like that they're not being trustworthy, and you can also sense it in them that they feel that as well. So it's a matter of like, I think it's so important to guide you through your life by enabling yourself to trust other people as well.
Absolutely. I feel like to develop that sense, you have to take chances. You know, you have to take chances on a lot of different people, in a sense of sometimes you're going to take the right chances where you're like, oh, I benefit from this because I've developed a beautiful relationship on whatever level with a certain person. And then sometimes you're going to take chances where you're going to get burned, and then you're going to recognize certain patterns, certain signs, because truth and lies, there's a vibration in both of those, and you feel it. It's something that some people haven't really tapped into or haven't seen. So maybe you have to be in more situations with truth and deception to recognize it. So that's why, again, you can't develop those things unless you're taking chances, unless you're making mistakes, unless you're learning from them. That's something I can say. I learned, I think I recognized the truth vibration super duper young, where I knew like right was right, wrong was wrong, outside of logic. I could just tell, even in adult situations, that maybe I couldn't even perceive to the full potential as a child, but I still knew there was a vibration within it. Even just watching adults, where I was like, ooh, that person is lying. Didn't know what the backstory, didn't know, but as a kid, you even know when someone's telling you something. So,
Well, I mean, you're your purest, right? When you're
yeah,
a little child, you know, so you're actually heightened with your awareness, and those senses become, you know, as you get older, it deteriorizes, especially if it's surrounded by crap and, you know, outdone by also much of this kind of surroundings within our society. And I think that like younger kids are so much more in tune, or children are so much more in tune with the truth, and so that's why they can't really lie very well.
exactly.
Oh, we've
Oh,
got
yeah.
we have a few live viewers. Hi, people.
Hi. How are you guys? That's freaking awesome. Yeah, so no, I just think that's fantastic. That, that, you recognize that as a kid, you do know so much more. And again, we have to get to a place where we go back to that place. And it's
Yeah.
crazy to that, like, you have to get back to a place of a clean slate, where life disappointments, it happens to all of us. So, sometimes you have to really look at it in the sense of, as human beings, we're going to go through situations on different levels, but some of the same things when it comes to disappointment, heartbreak, failure. deception, truth, all those things. So getting to that same place that you were saying that is heightened as a child, you can develop it, and you can develop it to an even higher place when you have the adult mind, you know, to really pick apart and perceive things. So that's, I guess, really where we're trying to lead everyone, to the extent of, like,
Yeah,
I guess,
your
journeys that
inner,
you and I
your
have
inner
been on.
child,
Huh?
your inner child, you know, going back to the innocence of who you are, tapping into more your pureness of who you are, because we only start lying and being deceitful and dishonest and everything like that when we're tainted. So it's actually
Yeah,
tapping back into our true essence of who we actually are that helps us to be more awakened, more conscious of who we are as adults, and apply that in an adult sense as well, to be more conscious in our adult life.
absolutely. So everyone, I guess, you just got to get to a point where if you do have trust issues, recognize that in itself, and then, you know, put yourself in a space to open up, because automatically when you think of trust issues, you think of someone that's guarded, you think of someone that doesn't trust themselves, and that's a scarier place to be in than someone deceiving you. So at the end of the day, those are just lessons, so all it's going to do is really help you develop to be the better version of you, because the more you go through, I feel like the more you get a chance to elevate. So, you know, when it comes to those trust issues, get to a space where you trust yourself. Then you trust yourself in the right decisions you make. And then sometimes you have to even meditate on that. Meditate for things to be revealed to you. If you feel like you might have the signs, you know, it's okay to ask for them again. I ask for them all the time. Yeah, that's what I.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like asking for guidance and stuff is really important, and you know, and just knowing that you already know the answers. You know, there's dogs in here. Just in case you're wondering what all that noise is, it's dogs. But yeah, so you know, it's just a matter of tapping into like your truth. You know, who your truth, and that's the trust. You know, that's your truth.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But are there any examples where you've had to just kind of go above and just kind of go, right, you know?
Yeah, I've been in situations like that where I won't name any names, but one of my good friends, super loving, super inviting. She's way more open to everyone than I am. And there had been times where my intuition, you know, we would meet people, friends, and sometimes, you know, you don't know people's true intentions or what they want from you, where she would easily friend just any person. And certain vibrations I'd met, they appeared on the outside super duper nice, super duper kind, but there was something that didn't resonate with me, where it was like, I don't care how bright your smile is, I don't care how much you look me in the eyes, that doesn't take away an underlying vibration that I feel that's not to be trusted, because I don't, I've gotten to a place of healing where I don't have trust issues, but I acknowledge when my spirit is saying that's someone that you have to be guarded with. You know, just because you develop your discernment doesn't mean you can't protect yourself. You do, you just have to make that call. It's really about making the right calls, appropriate calls for situations. And I had been in that situation a few times with friends of mine where I felt something was off with someone that was around us. And I was more guarded. And later on, as time went on, you know, things came to light where friends, you know, whether they had been screwed over, deceived, whatever the situation was. But my initial meeting, what I felt right away, because 9 times out of 10, I know right away, it's not something where you grow on me. Because a lot of times, the longer it takes, it just reveals everything that I knew from the moment I met you. And I've been in that situation more with friends because I've been able to step back and really look at the situation for what it is and just feel energy for what it is. And I've seen that and I've dealt with that. And a lot of times when I knew, or even times when I didn't listen to it, it presented itself. And
Yeah,
at that moment, I personally go back to when I meet someone, what I felt. And I realized in all the situations where I'd had problems with people or there had been some type of deception, um, honestly, every single time I had gotten a feeling, I had gotten a hint. And I just got to a point where I started trusting that initial feeling opposed to waiting to see what it really was, you
yeah.
know? So I think
I'm
that's right.
exactly the same. I'm exactly the same with that. Like it's that initial insight with your intuition. It will tell you when someone is doing the right thing, is going to do the right thing by you or not. You already have that, and you can. I mean, I've done that with you know, a lot of relationships, like romantic relationships, have been an issue for me with trust, and that's because that repetitive kind of person who I've been attracted to has represented himself to me on a regular basis, and that's my calling for that person to come to me. But that's maybe me needing to trust myself more, because I already knew that that person wasn't trustworthy from the beginning. So, you know, these kind of alarm bells, like they ring off when things are not right from the beginning, if you learn how to listen to it. And that learning of how to listen to it is just applied through being tapped into your intuition and being able to just kind of go, oh, right, you know, I recognize it from the beginning, so that you don't have to go into situations that could potentially break your heart, or could, you know, have a whole lot of emotional upheaval or whatever it is. So, you know, we're saying the same thing here with you know, trust is from the beginning. You can feel it already from somebody. It's just a matter of being able to dissect it and feel it, and then just kind of go, okay, so how do I work out how to have this person in my life if they are worthy of it, and if not, then how do I say, kind of trust it to let it go as well.
Absolutely. And again, you're right. I mean, the most important part of that is trusting yourself and trusting your guidance, because it's working with you, not against you. So, I mean, yeah, I think that that's a great point, and it's beautiful that you and I have kind of, that's an experience that we've both had that's very similar, with the same kind of outcome, where it shows, even when there's different people, when it comes to certain things that are very concrete, when it comes to right, wrong, you know, things that are, it really isn't ways around that. You know what I mean? And certain lessons in life, especially soul lessons, spiritual lessons. And you know, you just got to get to a place where you're not make a lot of mistakes, but not the same ones twice, because then you don't want to slow down your process, you know?
Yeah, and that's the thing, like lessons are to be learned, you know, they're not to be just repeated. So those lessons that you're learning of how to trust yourself, how to trust other people, you know, everything along the way, you have to learn from them and apply to it as well. Like, I mean, there's been many times where I've done the same thing over and over again with people, and then, like, you know, enough is enough. Like my whole thing is, like, you know, like I said, with romantic relationships, and that is, like, you know, I've been calling in the same type of person, you know, and what they represent, and that each time it's like a person I can't trust. So I've had to, like, apply that lesson and just go, right, so this is the repetitive lesson that keeps happening, and it will keep coming up until I actually do something to apply my lesson learning to my actual life, and just, like, evolve, elevate, and just kind of go, I can see it now, and now that I see it, I'm going to stop it. So
Absolutely.
yeah, that's a big thing. Like, lessons in life, of, like, they'll keep repeating. Those lessons will keep repeating until you graduate from it.
Oh, no, it's so true. And yeah, so let's get past these lessons, guys. Let's go to another phase, you know? You can
Yeah.
enjoy, huh? Enjoy the other parts where you get to discern people that are trustworthy, that are lovely, where you can be more focused on building strong, beautiful bonds with people that are, when it's a spiritual connection, there are bonds that can't be broken, opposed to dealing with vibrations that become just karmic and lessons and everything else. You know, sometimes, and that's when you can waste your time. Sometimes you don't want to stay in something for too long. You know, you're
And we really don't have time to waste, you know, in the blink of an eye. Like, I mean, we see every year at Christmas time, we're like, shit, did a whole year go by that quickly? I mean, in a blink of an eye, time just lapses, and it's just like,
you're scaring me, Grace. You're scaring me. Don't, because it does go by fast. Don't make me feel like that. I already feel like I'm gonna be old soon. Shh. It's true though. No, it's so true.
it's so true though, you know, it's just the truth. Like, it's just like, we don't have time to waste. So learn the lessons that keep coming up, learn them, apply them, and keep evolving, keep moving, keep it moving, keep growing, keep evolving, keep helping everybody else, lift each other up, because that kind of shit, like, we don't have time. We can't turn back the clock. We can't forward it. Live in the moment, learn from the present, because that is a present.
Yeah.
And you know, grow and just apply those lessons that have been learned. And trust is a fundamental lesson to learn for yourself, for other people, and for the protection of yourself throughout this life, so that you can, you know, have the people around you that's supposed to be around you, have beautiful, nurtured, loving, you know, friendships, relationships with other people that really help you to be your best, and that it is the truth of the essence of your relationship. It is truth, you know, so there's no pretending, pretenses, or anything about what it is that you mean to one another. It's just complete truth, and it's built on trust and a really good solid foundation. And that's so fundamentally important for us to be able to evolve with each other.
Touche. I agree. Perfect. Well said, Grace. Well said.
Bravo, bravo. On that note, we are gonna say goodbye, but the next time I will see you, I'll be no doubt with Lorea. So we will do a lot of live recordings as well. And
let's start. Maybe we can start our live stream when we're together. That'd be cool.
We'll start a live stream. We can stream every time we're together, and you know,
yeah.
on. So
Grace will be here for her birthday. LA.
Yeah, it's my birthday coming up. Yeah.
Let's do it, Grace. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. And subscribe to us. Tell your friends about us. Just start following us, because we want to build a community of really good, solid, foundational people around us and help each other grow. So that's our main intention. Peace out.
Love and light, guys. Bye.